politics, corruption and crime. First of all, I want to say this is not a very objective subject, so I'm obviously going to put some opinions on it. And second, I'm going to try to treat every aspect of it around the world, but the situation I know the best is the Spanish one, so I'm obviously going to focus on that. So, for starters, I'm going to talk about politics. What is politics? The activities of the government, members of lawmaking, or people who try to influence the way a country is governed. That is politics as we know it now, but back in the days when it was first created in the antique Greece, politics were very different. It was an actual democracy, and this leads me to my second point, is that we don't live under a democracy, we live under a representative government. It means that we choose people that makes decisions for us. Politicians, are people who hold a position of power in the government. Actually, in Spain, there is more than 300,000 politicians, and 4,772 political parties, of which only 4 are very important. And I wanted to point out that we use a system that is based on trust, but we don't really trust our politicians, so this leads me to my next point, which is corruption. Corruption today is a very hot topic. So corruption is the illegal, bad or dishonest behavior, especially by people in positions of power. That's from the Cambridge Dictionary. So this year there has been 1,378 politicians processed for corruption in Spain, only in Spain. And out of that many politicians, only 399 were condemned. And out of those 399, only 82 went to prison, of which none of them are in prison still. They're all out. So Somalia, as we see over here, is the most corrupt country in the world, whereas New Zealand is the less corrupt country in the world. However, there are countries like North Korea where there's an obvious corruption. They do it as a democracy, they have elections, but the only name in the bullet paper is the president, the dictator. So that's obvious corruption. And corruption is not only found in politics. You can also find it in famous people, such as football players. And it affects our economy, our institutions, our plans, healthcare plans, and everything that involves money. And you can also find it in the way the government manages the institutions. There can be corruption too, if we talk in that area. So finally, I want to talk about crime. There's obviously lots of types of crimes, but the one that has been going on the most this year is terrorism. Terrorism is the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims. This 2017, we have lost 7,042 deaths. People, sorry. Of which in Afghanistan, which was the most affected country, there was 995. And in Spain, the least affected country, out of the countries that were affected, with 30 deaths. So, I wanted to point also that Somalia had recently, last October, the most deadly terrorist attack. However, it wasn't very spread on the news. So it leads me to a final question, which is if countries from the south suffer more because of terrorism, why do we give them less importance than our countries who don't suffer as much? why do we not hear about them? Why don't we have aid to give them, even if we have them for ourselves? So that's my final question.